Let us start with number 1. Emotional regulation happens for those who can self-regulate. And that means you have integration of the brain. So your charged parts, your child parts, and those would be, for any person who doesn't know, 0-1, attached panicky, 3-7, shame submissive, freeze of all ages, flight 11-12, and fight 14-15-16. Now, the IFS model, they use a different wording. I use what I learned from my trauma-informed course with Dr. Albert Wong on somatopia. And I actually have easily identified my charged parts, my teenager. And usually the teenager is the one who's ruling the world, quote unquote. Not really, no. The adults, the ones who are securely attached, easily navigate, and I say easily from my personal experience as a securely attached person, so not a non-securely attached. Let me clarify that before we continue. Having attachment wounds and or trauma wounds equals a emotional body disconnect. And that's why a lot of people, when they start to get into the, wow, I feel sad, instead of exploring it, then that means using left and right mode. So not exploring it with the inner critic and outer critic. No, that's a shame cycle from a defectiveness, shame, false sense of self, trauma, whether big T or small t, attachment wounds or not. And so there you go. Being a human, very in-depth. And for people who care to know about it, they are taking it seriously to go to trauma therapy, and so that they can live inner and outer well-being, because integration of the brain is inner and outer well-being. It's been shown and it's continuing to be shown. And here's why: compassion, self-compassion, and if you twist your nose at it, is going to be a red flag. I like to use pink flags though, because the red seems like it's necessary. It's not necessary. Some people, they don't want to grow compassionate towards themselves or humanity, because the stereotype and stigma and all of the words that I've heard my entire life is humans suck. Humans won't be there for you. Oh, I got cheated and lied to. Oh, there's a person that I'm going to point a finger at and use the psych education that's online from the ones who limit us. Because see, you limit me as a human when you put me against another human. And when you create categories and you divide it up and then you explain things in categories versus knowing how to remind everyone we all start at a 0 years of age. So unless you are only of a religious institution, in which case you should really not be talking about smarts, should you? Because see, to me, smart is stable, mature, adaptive, rational, and teachable. To an adult, it means you have open ears to hear. It means you understand there's different subject matters. Now I have a lot of words that I can use to describe something that seemed pretty common sense to me as a child, but again, I'm a securely attached person. Oh, I forgot, with a differentiated self. And by the age of 3, I was already differentiated enough to say, hey, mom, you can't spank me, it's my body. Seems silly, not really, because that's called self-agency and it's called temperament. And you can see my temperament as I learn how to explain to the securely attached person how to handle for real personal development, which will be really straightforward for them. The only people who actually have anything to say about this ease with emotions are the same people who they don't seem to know that self-regulation is their embodied brain, which means a brain with a nervous system. As I was saying, integration of the brain. It's straightforward when you understand the concept. I learned about it. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. I'm still finishing up the course. Everything he shares, I'm like, wow, some of us can do it. It's common sense. It's called Human 101. Securely attached people, please. Because the non-securely attached, again, they're wiring until they choose to say, wait a minute, you know what? I'm a human. I can feel love and sadness and all. Actually, I want to feel all the emotions. I don't want to do stereotype land where I talk about human suffering, devils, evils, and all these stories of all the horrible movies out there that make humanity look like crap. I am a human. I always wondered, how do you not understand you're insulting yourself? As a teenager, I'd be like, you're a human, right? And people tease me because I keep on saying I'm a human. I'm like, well, apparently not everybody's proud to be one. So I'm proud to be one, and I wouldn't go against myself. I mean, it is a human body. I've yet to meet aliens, but I'm sure if one day we do, and in person, I have met them in my mind's eye. I'm a woo lady, remember? 5D mystic here. Oh, yes, by the way, we don't like arrogant. And here I'm trying to maintain my teenager. This is where my teenagers here right now. Because when I see academics who are not open-minded and they limit consciousness, that gets me even more going. Because I can understand the person who doesn't know about their attachment system. But when I see a person who thinks they know it all and they're actually with degrees and certificates and, again, throwing them everywhere and anywhere. So it's like when you watch those commercials with the people with the stethoscope or whatever it's called. Yeah, when I see that, I'm like, ooh, now I'm upset. But I know I need to handle myself like a grown-up because the world's made with 8 billion people and all of the different groups have their ancient silverbacks. And you're one of them who's leading the people who want to make certain types of conversations to woo-woo pseudoscience lady, who I don't mind about woo-woo or pseudoscience, by that way, because I know I'm using my effective human being brain. And no matter how much a person can get into their, what's the word? Pissiness. Yes, that's the word. It isn't really that important. And what I mean is when somebody's getting, I haven't ever really noticed it, because in my opinion, if you're getting pissed, it's in your body and we can talk. But if you don't know how to talk, I can't help you. I can't help you get the words out for your charged state, because that's where, so putting that to the side. As I was trying to get to, so yeah, smart asses, we don't consider them smart asses, which is also why we don't consider a lot of things of limited consciousness a big deal. The only ones who do think it's a big deal are the same ones who sensationalize the subject matter experts. Like, yeah, but there's a lot of them out there and none of them are better than the others and all of them have something to offer. Oh yes, I forgot. And all of them have a group. Are you following one of them? Which one's your breadcrumb trail? I have a lot of them, but they all lead to the same place: infinite, higher human potential possibilities. So 5D mystics, we love our loved ones, and that's why stop calling people names, please. 4D community and AI, the monsters. Wow, seriously, can we get any more into movie land? Because I didn't think that I'd see movies, really. I mean, I already knew that I would see movies because when I walk out the door and I go to a pub and I see people who repeat their patterns and then they think they're smart, I'm like, wow, I need to not speak. I have to not speak because I'm going to potentially get punched in the face. And it's fair and square because I would punch me in the face because it's not nice to tease people who can't access their right mode because of the trauma memory that comes up. And yet they want to throw it at you. So when people project, this is all the securely attached people. We get to deal with a lot of unresolved projection, heartbreak, gut wrench, torn apart. They can learn about good therapy. Oh, I forgot. No, the world sucks. That's what I was getting to. So all the movies of how the world sucks is what they use as an excuse. Oh, no, we have a video. I gave a challenge to anybody who wants to keep talking to me about human suffering and you needing to suffer to enlighten. Yeah, you don't. It's called your attachment system, number one. So as I was saying, if you get a handle on knowing that that longing is a normal mammalian response, and then you handle your emotions, securely attached people are supposed to be able to do this easily. I saw a lot of teenagers not do any of it. The ones who don't have secure attachment, that's different because their world was shaped by that, and they don't actually have the ability yet to know safety and co-regulation. And that's the thing. So they don't know safety to co-regulate with other people. So other people are scary. People have been in abusive relationships. And people who have chosen to say, oh, you broke my trust, now I have scar. Oh, now I got another scar. And so there's the teenagers who grew up to continue talking about how many scars. Let's create a competition dance, shall we, on how many scars we have from teenage land. Drama, anyone? Drama is the hyper-vigilant state of the nervous system of a person. I'm not talking about people with non-secure attachment anymore. I'm talking about just the average bear who did not learn how to harness self-regulation, because when the emotions came up, instead of sitting with an inner growth mindset and saying, you know what, things happen. I've been told that the world doesn't revolve around me since I was a kid. It's normal. Of course I have emotions. I'm a human. Wow, this means I'm alive and I can handle, oh, lo and behold, my prefrontal cortex stays locked in and loaded after having been the alert. But no, some people, they want to live the alert. So they stay in alert and then they want to talk about yoga. And they want to talk about how beautiful it is to meditate, or their clairs and how beautiful that is. And then they go around talking shit about people because they don't learn how to be the grown-up with their 3-year-old. I have a 3-year-old. It's a grown-up version. And it's a really good grown-up version too, because I'm not out there whining to people about how they're treating me. I know how to treat me and how to treat others. It's called safe haven, self-regulation, secure base, launching pad. You get into your own interests and then you add to your oversoul, not minus. We create relationships minus the drama, but it's because we love emotions, being human. grown-ups and we know how to integrate our brain and be stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable, smart, this is the way. Open-minded. It won't fall out. Don't worry. The silverbacks, they can take care of the ones who think things will fall out of our brains. Tune in.